Well, good morning. Well, actually, it's afternoon now, but this has been a while since I made a video. I'm actually heading over to our ranch that we bought about, I don't know, a year and a half ago. And I made a video kind of with our plan of what we were going to do. But of course, never got around to do anything because this has been a pretty rotten year for our business and how it has evolved. Hopefully 2025 is going to be a lot better. But anyway, long story short, I'm headed over to our ranch to kind of start, really, it is our second video, but this is going to be kind of a show you what we're starting with, and hopefully it's going to be a long series of videos on how we're going to build our ranch out, the AtoZ ranch, which is my wife and our final dream, and show everything that we're going to do. So a lot of it will involve into building a house, a barn, a shop, setting it up for livestock, animals, etc. And here in Texas. And maybe, like anything, hope you like and subscribe. We're not doing this. We have zero monetary compensation. Maybe someday we will. But not looking to be a permanent YouTuber, but you never know. It's more about throwing it out there and see what happens. My passions have always been guitars and music, and of course getting back to the world that I grew up in, or the life that I got to, or was blessed to live because my parents took me out and showed me the world at a very young age. And now that kids are grown, my wife's kids are grown, we're hoping to start a second generation of family enjoying the outdoors. So if you like and subscribe, hit those notification buttons and all that stuff that goes with that. Hopefully we'll see where it all goes. But and if you like some of the old cars and truck video parts of it, that'll come along once we get the infrastructure built. But there's a couple of old GTOs involved in this, some four-wheel drive and off-road stuff. So, hope you all like and subscribe. I'm right around the corner from the ranch, so I have got to unlock the gate. Well, here we are. I'll give you a short tour down the road going to the ranch. This is kind of East Texas, almost. Wintertime, December, just a few days before Christmas. And it looks a lot different in the springtime, a lot more green, but obviously, it's very rural out here. Not a lot of people out here, and very quiet. Great farmland, great for raising animals, cattle, and all that. But get to all the fun stuff that we're going to do here shortly, and hopefully you guys will like and enjoy all this. And if you do, stick around. We'll give you more updates as we develop and build things. I got a great lifelong friend of mine named Edward that's coming down from north of Chicago, who is not a native Texan, but we adopted him, so he's coming down to help out with everything, ex-Navy guy. So here we go. Here's the entrance to the ranch. Be right back. All right, got the gate open, headed in. So we've got a lot of work to do out here. We have approximately a little over 93 acres. And we're gonna build a house, a shop, barn, everything. And then turn this all into farmland or raising ranch land. There's my neighbor's place next door. which I won't have privacy. I'm not going to show this place. My RV that's sitting out here waiting for someday to get this thing back to going. And here we go. I will open the door here and give you the quick tour, and then we'll go for a little walk. I'll go down a little bit farther. So here's where our actual property starts, although we own the road. And then all the things that we've got down here, land-wise, that we can evolve and go with. And show you guys of what we're planning on doing down here. So I've already got some vehicles and trailers and things like that. A tractor and some items that, sorry about the camera there. We're going to show you guys what we're doing. So, we bought this place because we've been looking for many years, trying to find the right type of place where we wanted to retire. And what's nice about this place, yes, I've got a few projects. It's an old jet boat with big block olds that is in need of going through. The stringers are pretty bad. But you can see this place used to have a whole bunch of barbed wire, and it's been left for many, many years. We don't know when the last time this place was utilized or ranched, but judging from the size of the trees that we've got out here, I'd say it was quite a number of years ago. Even looking at some of the barbed wire that's in here, it seems to have stopped and growing into the trees. So yeah, we got a lot of work to do, but what a reward. So some of my vehicular projects that we're going to see going through on this channel, that is my big block Suburban 99 454 solid axle swap. I already got that done, but of course the motor let go right after I got it done, so I got to redo it. Same thing with the 86 3/4 ton K20 small block, motor let go. And then here's one of the GTOs, 65 real GTO. Actually body's pretty good on it, just needs to go through. Got a bad quarter in it, but it's gonna get a big block. How to say a big block, 428 Pontiac. Sorry, all you Pontiac guys, don't crucify me. It slipped. Yes, I know Pontiacs. Land Cruiser, bad head gasket. Parts car, mainly for the frame and the suspension and stuff, because it's all good. It's got box lower control arms and a 10-bolt posi. Another Silverado diesel project that's going to get probably a Cummins and maybe a solid axle swap down the road. Parts, I got it for really, really cheap, and its body's really good on it. This is another project we're going to get running. This is a 68 400 HO 4-speed GTO. I got it in Seguin, Texas from the second owner who parked it in 1977. It has still got the original HO motor. 4-speed, no power steering, no power brakes, but as you can see, it was a hood tack car. And of course the windshield got broken by a tree, so I got to rebuild all the cowl and all that. But it's pretty rough. Floorboards are going to have to be done. I can't get to that. Got some rust things to fix around the back. A little bit of work to go on that one, but it's a project. And then my 1956 Caterpillar D6 dozer. I got to put a track on it because when I started clearing out here, it broke on me. But it does fire up and run. Just needs to charge off the battery, and got it for that so I could push and clear off some land, some trees. But we're going to be doing a lot more chainsaw effect with this one. So this is a little short tour around the property. But while we're walking, I'll talk about what's going on in the world and kind of what led to all this, you know, without putting on my I don't know, half that I really got irritated with everything that happened in 2020 and what was happening with our world and our government. It became clearly apparent that living in the city was going to be a bad plan. So we started looking and looking and looking, trying to figure out where we could buy our place. And we found it out here. And it turned out to be just what we were looking for. So we made an offer on it, and they accepted. So now we currently are owners of this land. So we're, like everybody else in the world, paying for it as best we can. Economy's not very good right now, so it's not been conducive for a good business world, but needless to say, we're hanging in there barely. Fortunately, my so-called business that I have been in for a long time is looking like it might rebound, but last year was pretty, or this year, it's pretty horrible. So we're not real happy about that outcome, but you know, hey, you live to fight another day and you keep going. And as we go, we're going to build things out. One of the things we talked about doing is we're going to take and probably maybe either buy a sawmill or build a sawmill. Because as you can see, we got quite a bit of trees around this place. There's quite a bit that we can have to choose from. That not a lot of pines or cedars. Well, there are a few cedars, but nothing that I would say I want to build with. But some pretty good oaks and sizable that once we clear out some of the underbrush and growth, we can get to them and build, saw it down and utilize it for timbers that we can build house, barn, whatever. Quite a bit of an abundance of wildlife out here though. Lots of deer. My wife's son has already killed one this year, and you know, he's stocking his freezer, and our plan is to stock ours eventually. He's definitely the better hunter than I am. So, I learned from him. Although he's half my age, he's twice the hunter I am. Go figure. But then again, that's his passion. Mine is not so much the hunting aspect of it, although I should. If I was any kind of common sense, I would be. And I'll come around to that. I'll get better, I presume. Our goal is to build this out to where we can enjoy it, our grandkids can enjoy it, and leave a legacy for our family for years to come. And hopefully you guys all find this interesting, and hey, if you get something out of it, it's an informational, and you like doing things like this, that's what it's all about. I guess you want to see who this guy that's huffing and puffing and walking so much, so here you go. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, so apparently I'm not a good cameraman. But hopefully you guys will enjoy what we're doing. Let me walk a little bit, catch my breath, and then I'll get back. I'm back. Stand by. This is the walk up to our pond, which is having some water drainage issues. So one of the issues that we're going to have to deal with out here is, beyond drilling a well, there is a natural spring that I believe is coming from right over there that we're going to explore and see if we can find a water source for this place. Because the pond is really, really low. And I think it has something to do with our neighbor who, knowingly or not knowingly, I don't know, might have inadvertently sealed off the drainage that stops us from getting flow into our pond. So this is our pond. And we have so many other areas that we can grow with and build on out here. Enough that we could probably build everything we want. So we're going to try to utilize as much as we can off the land out here to build houses, barn, shop, everything infrastructure. Save cost, build it ourselves, DIY a little bit here and there. As you can see, we've got hogs everywhere out here, so they've been really rooting up. So we've got our feeder set up. Not a lot of activity this morning or today because it's 55 degrees out right now. Beautiful day in East Texas. But like you say, we take a little bit here and there and we go and see what we can get accomplished. But the goal is to have our own little utopia, so to speak. Let's see if we've had any activity over here by the feeder. It looks like, oh yeah, we've got definitely activity over here. There's a lot of hog movement. Looks like they've been tearing up quite a bit. So we'll do some hunting videos and whatever else we can come up with. Canoe. Looks like my canoe is about to fall into the pond though, so might have to move that back a little bit. Maybe not. It might be okay. Let's see. Probably got a lot of water in it. Yep, it sure does. So I'll turn that over. Right. Hold on. Got that done. So as you can see, get that a little bit better. We can see the canoe's back up. A little bit more looks at what we're doing. So hopefully you guys will enjoy what we do. I'm going to sign off because I got to walk back to my truck, which is a long way over. And we'll catch back up with you. Maybe I'll drive you around a little bit and show you some more. Hope you guys like and enjoy, and we'll see what we can do. Hey again. So walking back up, got a little hot, so even in 55 degrees, it's still feeling like 80 when you start walking around. Sorry, I'm trying to not give you the extreme close-ups, but hey, I'm new to YouTube and figuring it out. Not exactly had a background and career in videography, so we're figuring it out as we go. So let me turn this around and let you guys see what we're doing. I'm walking back up the way I just came in, which is back one of the sections of our land, passing all the stuff I just showed you before. And one of the things I have always had a passion for, back in the 80s, I was obviously into Pontiacs, had a few number of GTO, had a 67, 69 Firebird, 70 Trans Am, did a lot of street racing back in the day. That all changed, and life, kids, failed marriage, many things, but as like anything else, you persevere on and keep going. And by the way, this is an Arizona truck. Other than the little incident right there, that's the only rust and damage on the truck. This is also another Arizona truck. And is a project. I probably could show you the engine on it. It was a pretty clean truck. It still is. It's just somebody painted it tan, and originally it was black, which I converted it to carbureted. It is a 454 original motor. Gonna have to pull it out because now it's got a rod knot. So that's gonna be one of the rebuilds. We've got some parts for it now, but not yet. My project Massey Ferguson, it works. Although I'm trying to get the brush hog working, all right? It's old, like everything else around here, including me. And the jet boat, actually traded some people, and I, believe it or not, I actually have a title for it, which, if you know anything about boats, registering in Texas, if you don't have a title, you might as well give it up. But this one I do. What's cool about this title, or this boat, if you know anything about Oldsmobile, that G casting on the head designates that it is a 71 455 olds. And I know this because I had a 71 442 many, many years ago with the same motor in it. It's about an 8-to-1 compression, 455. I believe it was, I want to say either 310 or 340 horse, but it's been too many years, I don't remember. But it's what came with this boat, and there's all the hardened marine stuff. So, but it's been sitting out in the weather for many years. It was pretty much like that when I got it. So that one is, I am sure, seized up, which we can get it unseized and we'll completely go through it. But it's a good foundation point. If you know anything about Oldsmobile, all the cylinder heads are basically the same with the exception of valve size. You would need to change pistons out, and because that one has a significant dish in the pistons that would make the compression low, but you change the pistons out with those heads, it actually makes a pretty good motor. This is a ranch truck I picked up. It is a 3/4 ton F250 460 automatic. The ad said, had a run-in with an angry bull. Yeah, I'm going to say that's more than just an angry bull. I would say this is more like a bull and a whiskey dent combined, because it's got some pretty bad panels on it, including the hood. But hey, I paid $1,000 for it. So as a farm ranch truck, it works. Needs a little bit of love, but motor runs solid. 30 as can be. Somebody tried to replace the ignition switch, didn't quite understand what they were doing, and I think they made it worse. So let me see if I can get this thing started and we'll go back up the hill. All right, got it fired up. I do know I have to do some wiring work on this thing because it's some of the ranch engineering they did on this thing is pretty stupid, actually. Let me see if I can turn this thing around. We may do a little off-roading here. Which is what this thing is great for, because it is a four-wheel drive, although I'm doing a two-wheel drive right now. So, there we go. Back up and running. Coming back up the hill. Now, we're going to go over and see if we can show the other side of the property that we can actually get to, because we can't really quite get to it from where we were at. This is actually on the edge of my neighbor's place. We're running almost right along our property line. All that is ours. And the deer blind area. Let's see. It's rough. We got a feeder out there with not a lot of activity lately, but I think that has to do with the weather, but you never know. My neighbor over here, who's a retired fire chief from the city of Houston, he's a great guy, and I'm going to keep his name out of it, but he's a wonderful individual that we're looking forward to seeing them out there here a lot more, hopefully when he retires. But, you know, we look after each other's place and go from there. But as you can see, we got quite a bit of lumber out here that we can utilize and take down for building our place. So, it's very rugged and rural, and it's not something that for the faint of heart, because it's going to be a lot of work. Here's the white marker that's on our property line, so we're actually driving on the edge of his property line, but he's a good guy, so we're working through that. We have another feeder over that way, down that way somewhere, and I think that's about the extent of how far I want to go back. But all of this goes back into there. There's so much land to look and choose from. I get to put it in four-wheel drive if I don't get this thing working. Hopefully I can just back it out of here. Well, maybe not. We'll just turn it around, drive through it if we have to. Like I said, it's pretty overgrown. All right, back it up. Well, we got through it, and we're heading back now. Oh, wow, a little rough. So, it'll be a little bit of an adventure. I don't know what all you guys are going to think. Maybe you'll like it. Maybe not. Or if you like just seeing shenanigans. I mean, tearing up this truck. Might get your chance on that. So, gonna take you probably back to square one, sign up for all this, and say, please come by and drop by, and we'll keep you posted on the progress. But we'll go from there. Everybody, Merry Christmas to everybody, and we'll see what happens as we go.